and let's see how that pans out.
I think Tristan Wirfs is the worst of the 4 top offensive linemen. So,
okay. But Becton's huge. He's an absolute monster.
And he's fucking fast.
I thought it was his dad that got picked when I saw it on the video because it looked like it was centered on the dad, and then I saw the gray in the beard. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Papa Becton's a big boy. He's you see where
he gets his
I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest.
Mekhi Becton.
Mekhi. I love the Mims pick. That he to me was a first round talent. And he obviously slid down. I think it was a nice steal for the second round. And obviously wideout is a huge need, as was offensive line. The Ashtyn Davis pick, I didn't love, but I actually have a different theory that it's not Jamal Adams that they're trying to replace, but rather Marcus May. I think they're more likely to invest in one safety rather than 2, and you would make that Jamal Adams. And Ashtyn Davis' play style is much more similar to Marcus Mays, in my opinion, than Jamal Adams. He's a ball hawk, whereas Adams is a big hitter, strong safety type. I think Ashtyn Davis is more of a free safety. He's he also was considered maybe a second rounder, so it's good value. I think we could have maybe addressed a bigger need, because I think May is still going to play this year, but who knows? And that's not for sure. That could mean that Jamal Adams gets traded. I'm just thinking that it's more likely that they let May walk or trade Marcus May. You had Jabari Zuniga out of Florida. Jets have needed a pass rusher forever, so obviously a big need. I like his upside. He I think had a high ankle sprain last year, so he missed about half the season. So obviously high ceiling type guy who hopefully pans out, but may or may not. So I'm okay with that. Perine, I definitely get what you're saying with that. He's kind of like Bell in his run style. I wonder if they're hoping he's a sponge behind Bell, and then they trade or cut Bell next season when his cap hit is not nearly as high.
And then he goes to the Dolphins.
Maybe. So I do wonder about that. I think running back will be another pick probably next year if that is the plan. And I don't hate Perine. I think he's a very solid runner.
He didn't do shit for my fantasy team.
There's a clip of him from a couple years ago with Jamal Adams basically getting a piggyback ride from him because he's just carrying him for like 5 to 10 yards. So that was kind of cool to see. Then we get to the James Morgan trade. I saw a ton of mixed reactions about this pick. Some saying that's an F pick, some saying it's an A+. I consider it as a B-, C+ type pick. It's I think there's other things we could have gone with at 125 that were bigger needs. But that being said, we saw last year what happened when Darnold was out, and
we also saw what happened when Darnold was in.
Right, and Morgan is seemingly a smart QB. He's got a pretty nice arm. I was watching some highlights, and he could either be flipped later on, or it could be a QB competition. I think they're going to give Darnold the reins this and then after this year, if he doesn't show improvement, then they make it a true competition. Or if he does, then you certainly could flip him. I think he's gonna. I think he's easily gonna pick apart your practice squad and still pretty easily pick apart your B team eventually. So I think he's going to be a very passable backup at least. Maybe consider a starter, maybe someone to flip later on. So I don't hate it. I don't love it.
Dan,
Cameron Clark.
Really quickly, Dan O'Shea. We have a comment on Facebook asking a question from Greg Albert, specifically calling you out. Which playoff team from last season positioned themselves through the draft the best for a Super Bowl run this year? I want to take a quick stab at it.
Okay.
Obviously, the Chiefs got better as well. But if you say anyone other than the Baltimore Ravens, you are wrong.
I would say the Ravens or
The Bills.
Vikings. I thought they both had fantastic drafts.
Vikings didn't make the playoffs last year, did they?
I thought they did.
They did. You're right.
Yeah, they were an early exit. But,
yeah. Well, no, they beat the Saints, right?
Fantastic draft.
They beat the Saints in overtime? Yeah.
Yep.
On that Kyle Rudolph touchdown.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, with the bad play calling again. Yeah. Minnesota, right?
I think it's either the Ravens or the Bills.
I would say Ravens, Vikings. Those are my top two. I thought those were very, very strong drafts.
I'm going to reply to him as we're going on. I'm going to say Dan O said Ravens or Vikings. What do you think, Dan Beebe?
Oh, man. Probably Ravens.
Okay. Just the Ravens? That's it?
Yeah.
All right. So, Dan O'Shea, please continue.
Yeah. So then we get to 129. We got Cameron Clark. Obviously a need, O-line. Not a pick I love, but a pick I like. Another... He just, he looks mean. He loves the game. He was a captain on his team, which is, not super common for linemen. But I do think he was a bit of a reach. I think we could have gotten him later on, maybe even in round 6. But I don't hate it, and again, I'm going to trust a former lineman who's now an NFL GM over myself, certainly when it comes to picking O-linemen. So we'll see if that strategy pans out or not. Then we get to Bryce Hall. As I said, I love this pick. I think this is the steal of the draft for the Jets. He obviously had an injury concern. He had a pretty serious injury in college, but he's so worth the gamble. His ceiling is sky high. You hope he stays healthy. Obviously, might not work out, and that's why he slid this far. But I love that pick.
And it was cool to see in people's homes, his being one of them, and seeing one of my friends on TV sitting next to him.
Yeah, that had to have been an awesome experience for you. And then we get to the punter pick, which I don't like. I don't think you draft a punter before round 7 if you even draft one and don't just get a UDFA. Man, his redeeming quality is that he won that punter award because...
Was it the Ray Guy Award?
Yeah, the Guy Award. He's got a leg. He was yet another team captain. Certainly looks like that was some of the philosophy for the Jets. They picked 5 team captains. So definitely... I think locker room was intangibles was something that they were looking at more than most. And then I'm also considering that the trade with the Colts as part of the draft. We traded for that quarterback Wilson. He was very highly 2017 draft hasn't panned out, but the Colts play more of a zone style, where Greg Williams loved man coverage, and he seems to be a better man coverage guy. So we'll see. Don't hate it. Don't love it. So, but yeah, so B plus A minus, about the same as the Jets and the Bills topped out the AFC East draft for me.
We haven't talked about the Patriots yet.
I know. That's just a preview for you that they're not up there.
All right. So Dan Beebe, Bills, or not Bills. Jets draft grade. Where would you put them?
Give it a B, I guess.
All right.
Biased.
I mean,
a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. But let's move on now to the final team in the AFC East. And that is the New England Patriots. I'm sorry. With their first pick, which didn't come until the second round because they traded back, they drafted Kyle Duggar, the safety from, tell me if you've ever heard of this college, Lenoir-Rhyne.
No. Yes, I have.
All right. Then also in the second round, Josh Uche from Michigan, the linebacker. Round 3, they took another linebacker, Alabama backer, Anthony Jennings. Then, surprise fucking move, they took back-to-back tight ends. Neither of them being Adam Troutman from Dayton. They went with Devin Asiasi from UCLA and Dalton Keene from Virginia Tech. Then they took Justin Rohrwasser, kicker from Marshall, who has a fucking supposed racist tattoo on his arm, who's from Clifton Park. So, that's all kinds of weird. Then, going back to Michigan, they take Mike Onwenu, the guard. Then another guard right after. They like the fucking back-to-back thing, apparently. Justin Heron from Wake Forest. Then the final pick they had in round 6 at 204, draft Cash Maluia from Wyoming, and then pick 230 in the 7th round, Dustin Woodard, the center from Memphis. So, anyone else notice that they didn't draft a quarterback or wide receiver?
Yeah. Thought that was interesting. Definitely thought they'd get one of those. I didn't know if they'd get both. There's been talk of them trusting Stidham.
Jared Stidham is not the answer at quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think he is either, but I guess they do, or they just didn't like who was falling to them. I was really shocked that they didn't take someone like
Jake Fromm. I don't know how many
that they wanted.
I don't know how many times I said it. When the Patriots, here's the time they take Jake Fromm. Oh no, here's the time they take Jake Fromm.
Instead, you were saying who?
Yeah,
who?
Yeah. And I'm like, was that dog actually the one drafting, or was Bill Belichick? It's like, who was doing the fucking draft? It was that dog, wasn't it?
Right, and some of these are just very questionable. A kicker in the 5th. Again, I don't love that. I think that's a 7th rounder.
A kicker not named Rodrigo Blankenship, who is the only kicker that's worth a 5th round pick in the draft.
Right.
And he didn't get drafted.
I don't think that's smart. I think you could have gotten a lot more value. They could have gotten that same guy in the 7th round. I can almost guarantee it. Duggar, I've heard, he was good at the school, but it's a tiny school. What was his competition level? Their other, then they have 2 safeties, right? They had him and Anthony.
No, Anthony Jennings is a linebacker.
Yeah, he's a linebacker, right? Jennings, I actually did like.
I like Jennings too.
Yeah, I think he's very versatile. And, that's what Belichick tends to go for, is guys who